Welcome to Truth Uncovered. In today's video, we dive into a story that isn't just about a woman who lost a man, it's about a man who reclaimed himself. This isn't a revenge tale. It's not about playing games. It's about psychology, transformation, and awakening. She thought you would always chase her, always reach out first, always try to fix what she broke, even when it was never your fault. She believed your love was endless, your patience infinite, and your loyalty unshakable. But something happened. Not in her, in you. And when you finally went silent, not with drama, not with resentment, but with calculated calm, everything changed, because in that moment, she realized something terrifying. You were never the one being pursued. You were the prize all along. This is not just a breakup story. This is rebirth. This is psychological evolution. This is your power rediscovered. So don't skip a second, because by the end of this, you'll never look at silence the same way again. 1. The power of disappearance. When you walk away without a word at first, you chased her not because you were weak, but because you believed. You believed in her potential. You believed in her promises. You believed that maybe, just maybe, she would appreciate the loyalty you showed her day after day. But the truth is, chasing her wasn't the test. Walking away in silence was. Because while you were always available, she never had to fear losing you. Your good morning texts, clockwork, your check-ins, predictable, your concern for her well-being. Lullaby she didn't earn but expected. She began to see your love as default, not deserved, not as a gift, but a guarantee. So when you stopped responding, when the texts stopped coming, when the calls faded into nothing, that's when the storm began. You didn't slam the door. You didn't give her a reason. You gave her something far more powerful, your absence. And let me tell you this, silence isn't empty. It echoes. It's the kind of echo that plays over and over again in her mind, louder than any argument or apology ever could. Because when a man walks away silently, the world notices she noticed too. Silence is a psychological weapon. Not a weakness. Silence isn't passive. It's not cowardly. It's warfare without bullets. Most men panic. When a woman pulls away, they overcompensate. They beg. They send long emotional paragraphs, voice notes, and desperate DMs. But not you. Not anymore. Your silence was louder than any word you could have spoken. It was intentional. It was strategic. And for the first time, she was left with only her own voice now. Attention, no reactions. No validation, just her. And the echo of everything she took for. Granted, you flipped the script, because the anxiety she once made you feel, she now feels alone, confused, and wondering, why isn't he chasing me? Did he move on? Did I mean nothing? And here's the psychological truth. Nothing confuses a manipulator more than a man who stops reacting. She can't guilt trip you if you're not available. She can't provoke you if you don't flinch. She can't control you if you're no longer emotionally present. Silence isn't revenge. It's clarity in motion. 3. Emotional control. The ultimate flex of a stoic man. She wanted a reaction. She wanted to see you spiral to prove that she still mattered. But instead, you gave her nothing. No rants, no emotional breakdowns, no rage tweets, just stillness. Because now you understand real strength. It's emotional control. Most men throw their emotions around like spare change, giving pieces of themselves to anyone who shows them attention, but not anymore. You stopped playing emotional roulette. You stopped letting her moods dictate your peace. You stopped needing her to validate your worth. This isn't about being heartless. This is about being grounded. You're not reacting because you've found your center again. Your peace is no longer up for negotiation. And here's the twist. The calmest man in the room. He's always the most powerful. For she was never the prize. You were, let's break a hard truth. She believed she was the prize. The unattainable, the irreplaceable, the queen. And for a while, you treated her like one. You tolerated mixed signals. You tolerated emotional distance. You even tolerated disrespect because you thought she was worth it. But here's the reality. She only had value because you gave it to her. She wasn't the prize. Your loyalty was. And the moment you walked away, the illusion shattered. She didn't just lose your attention. She lost the version of herself that only existed because of your validation. Now she's not special. She's just a memory, a moment in time, a page in a chapter you've already finished. Reading 5. Attention is the most expensive currency you have. Every call you made, every just checking in text, every "are you okay?" at 2 a.m., that was you spending your emotional wealth. She didn't earn it. She didn't match it. She just expected it, but then you stopped giving it away. You stopped answering immediately. You stopped over-explaining. You stopped showing up uninvited. And suddenly, she noticed. Because people who thrive on being desired, they begin to crumble when that desire is withdrawn. You weren't being cold. You were being intentional. You reclaimed your energy. You stopped funding her emotional entitlement and started investing in yourself. Attention is currency. Stop spending it on the wrong people. 6. The pain was real, but so was the growth. Let's not sugarcoat it. It hurt. That heartbreak. It burned like fire. But you didn't numb it. You didn't bury it with distractions, rebound flings, or cheap dopamine. You let it burn. You faced it because stoicism teaches pain isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. And in that pain, you saw the truth. You gave too much. You tolerated too long. You abandoned yourself to hold onto someone who never held you properly. But now you've awakened. You stopped asking, "Why did she do this to me?" and started asking, "Why did I allow it?" That shift, that's when the healing began. 7. The stoic man is reborn in silence. You are no longer the chaser, no longer the fixer, no longer the emotional responder. You are stoic, still, powerful, intentional. You're no longer trying to be understood. You don't argue with confusion. You don't chase chaos. You don't explain your worth to someone who never saw it. This isn't a game anymore, and even if it was, you stopped playing. You're not out for revenge. You're not trying to win her back. You're just walking your path with discipline, with self-respect, with unshakable calm. She expected you to chase her forever, but now she looks around and you're gone. And in that silence, she finally sees the truth. You weren't just a man in her life. You were the difference. High retention, call to action, outro. This message struck a nerve if you've ever felt the sting of being overlooked, but also the strength of walking away quietly. Drop a comment below. My silence is my strength. Smash that like button if you're done chasing validation. Subscribe for more if you're ready to step into your stoic era. This isn't the end of your story. This is your rebirth. This is where your power begins. This is Truth Uncovered.